Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your social media compass. My name is Jacqueline, and I'm very excited to be joined here by my new friend, Jeff Esposito. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
It's going to be a great conversation. I'm excited for everyone to learn a bit more about you, what you do, all that kind of stuff.
Sure thing.
Yeah, so just jump on in and tell us, who are you? What do you do? We want to know.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
Jeff Esposito. I am a co-founder and the COO of VeraAI Technologies. VeraAI Technologies is a pre-construction planning platform for remodelers that turns the first homeowner consultation into a design, scope, bill of material, and a quote that the entire company could act on.
Okay, wonderful. How did you get into that?
So I've been selling and involved in remodeling for over 25 years. The last about 12 to 15 years I spent selling and designing kitchens and baths. And funny, through that process, we're basically building the tool I always wished I had, but it's not necessarily for the exact same reasons why we started the company.
Yeah, no, I feel that happens a lot. Like, you'll get into one industry and you'll have all these ideas, and you think like there has to be one way to do things, and it's the total opposite. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, originally we got into this. It wasn't even originally my idea to do anything about it. It was from observation from my co-founder and the CEO, Andrea. She used to watch me struggle with spreadsheets and design software and reconciling selections and allowances and spending nights and weekends in showrooms. And one day she just turned to me and said, we can fix this with technology. So I said that I'm all ears. Let's look into this and see what we can do. And originally I thought, in my thought process while I was selling and designing kitchens and baths, mostly kitchens because they're very complex, lots of geometry, moving parts, lots of selections to make. My thought was always, there's just no good way to design and produce a design really fast.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
And I think that would really help. But as we got into it and as we followed along the path, we uncovered something much, much larger than just faster design. Especially now with AI, faster design, faster estimating, faster ordering, faster quoting, things like that. If they're still fragmented and separated, the tasks are getting done faster, but decisions aren't being made faster and projects aren't moving through the pre-construction phase any faster.
That's a really good point. When AI first became a thing, were you eager to implement it? Were you a little nervous? Somewhere in the middle?
So no, we were super eager to see what AI could offer. And that was the first thing we basically researched. And through that, we realized AI is not the complete solution, it's just part of it. It's the part that can help turn homeowner intent or remodeler intent into computer language. But behind the scenes, there has to be something that can actually validate and verify the decisions that are being made and tie everything together. So AI is great for organizing information, explaining information, and translating human intent back into computer language. But what sits underneath for us, what we found, because there's lots of AI image generators. I'm sure everybody's used one. I've seen one for now. So in the remodeling world, that doesn't work because there's no precise measurements, no exact product specifications that are handed over.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily following any of the rules of design. So what we did was we built a deterministic engine that the AI basically sits on top of and communicates with, and is the intent translator between human intent and our deterministic pipeline that actually takes care of
Yeah.
all the geometry, all the placement, all the rules, and then AI makes it a lot easier to communicate.
I totally agree. Like what used to take me, a few years back, 10 hours, I could easily do in maybe 2 or 3, just because I have so much support with, ChatGPT. I could ask it to, explain articles to me that I maybe not understand, or, format a document differently if I'm not happy with the font, the style, the colors, like little things like that. It makes a huge difference.
Sure, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
the biggest thing in remodeling is we're asking people, and when I was doing it every day, we're asking people every day to make what's possibly the second largest purchase that they'll ever make next to their home, right? Buy a home, that's their biggest purchase. The next biggest purchase is probably a remodel, especially if it's a kitchen or a whole home remodel.
I know.
And
Yeah, I've lived through it. It's a lot.
yeah, so you know all about it. And the fact that we're asking people to make these decisions every day with not enough information was just kind of crazy to me. It used to be simpler times, but in recent years, in the last decade or so, material selections have exploded. There's thousands of different cabinets and countertops and tiles, and the decisions that we're asking people to make compared to the information we're giving them,
It's a lot.
there was a big disconnect. So it took a very long time to get people to understand what they were getting, what they were paying for, what the process was.
Yeah.
And that's basically what VeraAI became. It became the decision engine for a remodeling project that starts in the first consultation and gives the homeowner the customer experience and the information, transparency that they need to make a very large decision, like remodeling a kitchen or a whole home or a bathroom. These remodels start at 20, 30,000 and go up upwards of over $100,000 or $200,000.
Yeah.
So the idea was to consolidate all the information, have one single source of truth that a customer could understand and that the remodeling company could execute on.
How do you find your customers right now? What's your go-to strategy?
So we're very targeted. It's actually an interesting question because it is a very fragmented market, but we have a system that we use to find the highest ICP fit that we can, and that looks like remodeling firms that have sales teams, preferably with a showroom.
That makes sense. I feel that.
Yeah, and they have enough volume and complexity where they would understand and see the value in VeraAI right away.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Do you use any social media platforms right now to market yourself?
We're not really using social media. I just don't think that that's where they live. They're definitely not like on LinkedIn. And then, remodelers are busy. They're out in the field. Direct mail, email, industry contacts for now.
Yeah, no, I can imagine newsletters must help you a lot.
Yeah. Industry events, whether it's a trade show or there's lots of different industry events and associations and things like that. In-person meetups work the best.
No, trade shows are wonderful too. One of my favorite things after attending a trade show, or if one of my clients do, is just doing a basic post afterwards, whether it's on social media or alternatively a newsletter, and just say, hey, it was so great seeing you all at this conference. We had a great time. If you have any questions, send us an email, give us a call, and then just share some photos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really makes a difference. You'd be surprised. It definitely adds up because people see like a face,
Yeah, personal connection. I mean, that's what this industry and this vertical and the remodeling world is all about. It's personal connections, building trust, and we're gonna use a lot of channel partners
Yeah.
because our system also has benefits for not just the remodeler or the homeowner. It also has substantial benefits for manufacturers and suppliers in the industry, where we can not only spec their products correctly, a validated spec of their products and correct use cases for their products, but also we can bring them for the first time, we can bring them into the first consultation instead of waiting for somebody to have to just happen upon their products in a showroom or in a catalog online or something like that. What we'll be able to do is at the point of sale, at somebody's kitchen table, have them choose their materials very early on in the process, or at least get a look at it. And then once those materials are chosen, we can also make sure that they're specified correctly within the spatial constraints of the room.
Of course. No, I feel like anything home related for me is like such a big event. Like I've only moved I've only moved twice in my three times before. And every time I got, new furniture, I feel like it was so overwhelming because like you want to hopefully have it for quite some time, not just get new stuff every time you move. So you want to make sure that you really like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's even more amplified now because people are on ChatGPT or Claude, or, they're on those image generators, so they greet you at the door and they say, I want this. But not everything in that scene is carried by every manufacturer.
I know.
So first you have to make sure, number one, that it fits, and number two, that it's offered by the manufacturer or partners that a remodeler is using. So there's kind of a lot of disconnects there. Those are great for inspiration, but they're not very good for buildability.
I know. I've been looking for a new ottoman in my living room for like at least 8 or 9 months. And I can't make up my mind.
Yeah. And furniture is a lot easier. That it doesn't have to fit into a kind of a jigsaw puzzle like a kitchen does, and make sure that it's safe and workable and follows clearance rules and landing zone requirements and things like that. So it's a complex room. And that's why we started with kitchens first, because once we can prove our technology with kitchens, we can pretty much move on to any other interior space.
Yeah, because most people are in the kitchen a pretty healthy amount, of the day. So you want to make sure that
Sure,
that you like it. Otherwise, you're not going to want to cook anything because you're like, oh, I don't like my kitchen.
That's right. Yep. It's the heart of the home. So.
I just don't like to cook because I don't like to clean up afterwards. It's too annoying.
I don't mind cleaning up.
I have no patience, and I never do it right. I always end up missing a spot. But that's okay. What can we expect to see from you in the next few years or so?
So what the vision is that VeraAI becomes synonymous with the pre-construction planning process, and it becomes the natural way that remodelers refer to the pre-construction process, right? Meaning they'll start saying things like, hey, did you look at the VeraAI file? Did you run this through VeraAI? Things like that. We want it to become the standard for how remodeling projects are presented, sold, and then worked through the pre-construction phase to be order ready.
Okay, perfect. No, I can't wait to see, and I'm sure everyone listening feels the same way.
Well, I hope so, because I think it's long overdue, especially Remodelers have adjusted. They're very resilient. They have a very tough job. There's so many talented people in the remodeling industry. And the homeowners need, I believe they need a much more transparent and clear customer experience. And I think remodelers deserve to have less chaos after that first consultation, because
It's a lot.
it's just notes, sketches, photos, spreadsheets. There's so many different tools out there now. Yeah, you can you can write up a quote really quick these days with some of these AI programs. But if it hasn't been verified, then it's really just a guesstimate, and it has to change a bunch of times. The
Yeah.
design hasn't been done. Nobody's verified whether anything would fit or not.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. That makes sense now that you say it out loud.
Yeah, so we're kind of just tying all of that together. Everything that goes into the the planning, the pre-construction phase of remodeling, we're kind of tying all that together. We're not trying to change the workflow. We're just trying to connect it.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely keep my eyes open on your site, your newsletter, all that kind of stuff, so I don't miss out on anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, is there anything you want to touch base on before we start wrapping up?
No, I think this has been great. And I hope, the biggest takeaway is, especially for remodelers out there, there is a better way. And that was the goal that was the number one goal when we started this project. Get some of your life back. There's no need to have to spend, days, weeks, even months
Ugh.
planning for one project, spending nights in showrooms and nights in spreadsheets and revisions and reconciliations, and continue to transfer information from one tool to the next. And that's what we really hope to do, is give people a better quality of life inside the remodeling industry.
I love that. Remind me, what's your website, your social handles, all that kind of stuff, so people could find you?
So the best place to go is VeraAI.co. And all the information's there. You can sign up for demos. You can apply for the pilot program that's ongoing right now. And you can also speak to one of us on the team and answer any questions that you have.
Awesome. I'll put all of Jeff's information in the show notes below, so be sure to go visit the website and keep up with them online. You won't want to miss out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for chatting with me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, likewise.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks to everyone for listening. I hope you all enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next one.